BYD Dolphin is one of the most anticipated new cars to go on sale in Ireland this year. A lot of that is down to the entry price. So it's a compact electric hatchback that goes on sale in the region of 25 and 31,000 euro. So it does look like very good value indeed. But is it any good? Is it a good alternative to the likes of the MG4 and the Volkswagen ID3, for example? Well, that's what I want to find out in this video. I'm Caroline and this is the Carzone YouTube channel. If you're interested in this Dolphin or any other BYD model for that matter, you can head over to Carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace, and you'll find lots of great stock there from Ireland's growing BYD dealer network. Please give this video a like before we get started, and please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. The Dolphin is part of BYD's Ocean series, just like the newly launched Seal electric four-door saloon. So there is a strong aquatic theme with this new Dolphin. I wouldn't say it's the best looking compact EV on the market. I do think the ID3 and the MG4 are a little bit sleeker and sportier overall, but they have made some effort to give it a smart appearance. So it does get these full LED headlamps, and there's this little strip of illumination here around the grille as well. Metallic paint comes as standard, and this colour is surfing blue. If you go for the design model, you get a contrast black or grey roof, depending on what paint colour you go for. There are 17-inch alloy wheels as standard. They are bi-tone on the comfort model and they're tri-tone on the design model. There's an 11 kilowatt onboard AC charger, which is very good. Now, DC fast charging is up to about 88 kilowatt, which is not quite as impressive as the best in class. So it'll take about 40 minutes to get from 10 to 80%, and some of the rivals can do that in about 30 minutes. It does come with vehicle to load charging as standard, so if you have a special cable you can actually power household electrical devices from the charging port here, so that's pretty cool. I think this is its best angle, so you get the full width light bar, which is very fancy, and Build Your Dreams spelled out across that, because this is of course the Build Your Dreams Dolphin, which it's a lot to take in, guys. Well, let's check out the practicality. We've got 345 litres, which is a little bit on the small side, I have to say, for this kind of C-segment hatchback. An MG4 and an ID3 do have more boot space. But you do have this handy little flat floor, and you can actually drop that floor if you want to create a bit more depth. So at the moment I have it in this position and I have the charging cables underneath to keep them stowed away. You can also let down those rear seats and they split fold 60-40. I think you might be surprised by the amount of space here in the back of the Dolphin for you and your friends. So it's built on a bespoke EV platform, so you've got this full width flat floor, which is great. It means that everybody gets loads of legroom. Width-wise, I think it probably would be more comfortable for two rather than three, but you will fit somebody here in the middle seat. And there's loads of creature comforts back here. There's pockets in the back of those seats. There's USB-C ports, and there's also an armrest as well. So if you thought the outside of the car was a little bit generic, well, you couldn't say the same about the inside. It is full of character, I have to say. It's got this really nice swoopy design, and I absolutely love these coloured interiors. This one is the dark blue. You've got a little bit of red around the circular air vents, and it also has these very cool door handles shaped like a dolphin's flipper. So the perceived quality is very good. You have these vegan leather seats with the integrated headrests as well. Now, there are harder plastics if you go looking for them, so here in the steering wheel and also here in the doors as well. But generally I think the fit and finish is very good for a car at this price point. When it comes to digital tech, you've got this small digital instrument cluster. I do find the icons quite small and it's a little bit cluttered, but look, you can see your speed and that's the most important thing. We also have this very big touchscreen, and it does the classic BYD trick of being able to rotate. But I have to say, I think it does work best in the landscape format. That's definitely my preferred setting for it. Now, it does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it is a wired connection, and I do think the industry is starting to move towards wireless, so you still have to have these messy cables here. Now, that looks brilliant, it's very crisp, the graphics are very good, but if, for example, you want to adjust the ventilation, there are buttons down here, but it just literally turns the ventilation on and off. So if you want to actually adjust it, you have to go back out here into this screen, and then you can just adjust here from these icons. But they are a little bit small, so I think that could be done a little bit better. This Dolphin is incredibly well equipped. It's got the screen, a 360 camera, there's heated front seats with power adjustment. There's also lots of standard safety features. And if you go up to the design model, you also get a pano roof and wireless smartphone charging. I'm driving the BYD Dolphin with a 60.4 kilowatt hour battery, and it's got a 204 horsepower motor sending power to the front wheels and 310 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 is about 7 seconds, so it's got plenty of power and performance. There's enough power there for joining motorways or any overtaking manoeuvres as well. Now, it's built on the same platform as the Atto 3. It's not particularly sporty to drive in any way. The steering is a little bit woolly and vague, I find, but it's perfectly secure and stable in the way it handles the road. It has a nice solid feel as well, particularly out on motorways and bigger roads, and it keeps the lane nicely as well. I don't find the driver assistance features too intrusive here in the Dolphin. So in some Chinese electric cars, they're not entirely well calibrated for European roads, but here it seems pretty good. In fact, when I picked up the car, I didn't realise that the auto lights were actually in the off setting, and as it got darker, it gave me an audible warning to tell me that my lights were off and I should put them on for my safety. So I think that was actually really good. There is quite a lot of noise at high speed on the motorway. So from the wing mirrors, for example, which are a lovely design, but they do seem to catch quite a lot of that. And I don't think it's the most well insulated of these compact electric cars. So I think BYD could do a little bit better on that to help that overall refinement of the vehicle. Now, you do have a few different driving modes like normal, sport and eco. They don't make a huge amount of difference. I find it best to drive just in the normal setting, and there are also a few different stages of regenerative braking as well that you can move between. A heat pump comes as standard as well to improve the efficiency of the battery in cold weather. Now, that's an LFP battery, so lithium iron phosphate, as opposed to a lithium ion battery, which we've probably heard more about to date in electric vehicles. But the LFP battery is becoming more popular. This one is made by BYD. They're less energy dense, but they're cheaper to make, and they don't have precious metals like cobalt and nickel in them either, which is all good. Now, my average consumption is about 16.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and it's staying pretty static at that as well. It's not really jumping around. So that would put me on track for a real world driving range of about 370 kilometers. So I do think that's pretty good as well from an electric compact hatchback like this. So it's a car that, it's not particularly a driver's car. I don't think it's going to bring you a huge amount of joy driving it, but it's perfectly capable, it's comfortable, it's reasonably refined as well. It has a nice solid feel on the road, good range, pretty much the perfect family runabout. So to sum up this BYD Dolphin, well, I have to say, if you don't want to spend a huge amount of money on an electric compact car, I think it's a great option. It's practical enough for its size, it's got good range, It's got this really quirky, interesting cabin, and it's incredibly well equipped, and I think that's what makes it an exceptionally good buy. If you're looking for more BYD cars for sale, or any other car from any other brand for that matter, head over to Carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace. Please give this video a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, to keep up to date with all our latest videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.